I had no idea until I started gardening for the first time in my life / farming this year how late into the season pollinators are looking for food in a climate as cold as upstate New York. It's been freezing this week. We almost got our first snow in addition to our first frost. I used to think that meant that all the bugs have gone back to bed, all the pollinators are done feeding, and we can hack away at everything you see behind me to make sure it looks all neat and tidy for the winter time. I'm not quite sure where that trend caught on. I cannot tell you how many people around here I've watched hack down their flower beds, their stalks, their sunflowers. I've watched people remove all of this organic matter because they think it's cleanup time. They want to see this really nice and neat structure in their yard when they look out their window for some reason. And I just want to show you today why you really need to refrain from doing that, as well as refrain from clearing acres upon acres. If you've let it grow wild, now is not the time to brush hog it. This is a Cosmo plant. I actually threw this seed at the ground this past spring. I was not able to plant yet since the Amish were still busy constructing this gorgeous barn you see behind me. And like I said, it is mid-October. It is freezing cold out right now, and these bumblebees are still feeding on these Cosmos. Now, most people would have hacked this plant down by now to make sure it looked neat and tidy. Oh my gosh, there's a third one. And chances are these might be queen bumblebees, because bumblebees this time of year, the queens, would be filling up on their food stores that they are then going to overwinter in the brush you see behind me. So it's so important, if you're going to attract these pollinators with plants like this, first of all, that you do not hack their food source away in the middle of October. I'm in zone 5B. But then it's equally as important that you don't clear this wild land. Like you see all this land, they're going to overwinter in it. So a lot of them are going to sleep in the brush, in the stalks of some plants. They're going to look for cover that's going to keep them protected underneath the snow and the ice and all the hail that's going to be coming this winter. I definitely had no idea that I would be looking at bumblebees this time of year. You really wouldn't know it unless you actually garden and get outside yourself. So I was not aware of this until this year, and I can't stop talking about it to people, because I think if more people were aware that these amazing native North American pollinators, the honeybee is not native to North America, but bumblebees are, and native North American bees are declining in numbers. So it is something we definitely need to care about, because living in a world where the pollinators that are native to our continent, if they're no longer pollinating, we have a massive problem. So I have found there is nothing as spiritual and calming as being around these incredible animals, pollinators, bugs, whatever you want to call them. I love watching them. I love observing them. I learn a lot from them. And as you can see, this Cosmo plant is in full use right now. I can't wait to have so many more flowers available for the pollinators next year. I'm going to make sure I have food available for them from April all the way to the end of October. And I'm going to refrain from cutting this plant down. Even though everything behind it is somewhat dead, I'm not going to come out here with a knife and just hack the stalk away so that I can feel more organized or clean about my property. I believe people want to do right by the environment, and it's up to us to share this information with them. That's why I come on here and start screaming about it at you guys, because I had no idea this was the case. And I think if more people knew this was the case, they would not cut all of their flowers down the second September 30th hits so that they can feel like they're done with their gardening. Just because we like to rush timelines as humans does not mean that nature likes to rush timelines. So nature is in no rush to feed these pollinators here in upstate New York. It's going to be 30 degrees tonight, and these bumblebees are still out getting their very essential food that is going to help them make it through the winter and start new colonies come the springtime. They're so cool to watch. So beautiful. I also have hollyhocks and zinnias still available to them. Over there, I actually planted them later in the season than was recommended, and funny enough, I'm glad I did, because they are in full bloom in the middle of October. And like I said, it is freezing here. Like, the pumpkins are dead from the frost, but not these flowers. It's like they almost know the pollinators need them still. If possible, refrain from clearing your property this fall. Things are going to overwinter in it. They're going to sleep in it. If you attract all of them to your property with these flowers and then mow it or brush hog it at this time of year, you are essentially going to be killing all of the essential, incredible pollinators that you attracted to your property in the first place, to then destroy their habitat. So refrain from raking your leaves, clearing brush. The best time of year to do all of that is actually at the end of May, once everything wakes up and flies out of the brush, if you must. I really believe we can make a difference in the environmental story if all of us start doing this, even with a fraction of an acre, whatever it is you own. I do ultimately believe people want to do right by these pollinators and the environment. So share this video, share this message, go scream at someone about it in your life nicely, not meanly. And stay tuned for more content on everything from buying farmland with loans to having barns built by the Amish. You can find all of these very exciting and random things here on this ecopreneur, farmpreneur channel. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.